And that's why I believe they killed Charlie Kirk. Mossad and Israel took him out.
I've been in Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that's an IDF soldier. Right? The whole country is surveilled. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. The whole country is the IDF. The whole country is. Yeah. And you're trying to tell me that they're going to concerts and kibbutzes and schools and buy reports.
That there is another video that cost him his life. That there, guys. Look, you cannot make this up. Here we go. I'll give you one more video. Check this out, guys.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters. As we watch what is unfolding today in Gaza, we have to understand that opposition is counting on us to lose attention, to become fatigued, and to move on with the news cycle. And just as we can't allow them to dictate our attention, we also can't allow them to dictate the pace of our solidarity. And part of that solidarity is going to be there to rebuild Gaza, short-term, long-term. I am proud to give my support, my word of support, to trusted brothers and sisters in the United Kingdom that have started a waqf, that have started an endowment to make sure, inshallah ta'ala, that we're there for the long run. It's going to be long-term, and we will not forget our cause in Palestine. We will not forget the cause of Al-Aqsa, and we will not forget, bidnillahi ta'ala, our brothers and sisters in Gaza. Jazakumullahu khaira. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Hope you guys are well, inshallah. So, subhanAllah, this was I don't really know much about this guy, Charlie Kirk, I'll be honest with you. I didn't really know about his insults to the Prophet ﷺ, and, heard some stuff about the whole Gaza situation, but I didn't know, it was that level. Regardless, I'm not doing this video because of the other video I've done, because I stand by that, because Allah teaches us in the Quran that these people, sadly, I believe him to be an evil person, yes? And even though I believe him to be an evil person, I would not wish anyone to harm anybody like this in any way, shape. I've made that clear in my video. Yes, I vehemently disagree with him. But in this video, brothers and sisters, we're going to dissect who actually killed him. Because if we look at the videos, I didn't actually know that. I thought this guy was a die-hard Zionist, which he was. But he was actually changing his mind slowly. Now, before we filmed the Brother Zakaria here, he asked a good question. He said, why would they not kill Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson, but they go for this guy? I said, because this guy was diehard. Imagine if I have a diehard friend. If he starts doubting me, everyone's going to be like, yo, there's some other guys that knew of Ali, but him, hold on a second, Mohammed Hijab, he's now saying there's a question mark on Ali, like, whoa, that's saying something. That's the reason why they got rid of him. Here's evidences, footages. Not only that, brothers and sisters, which we're going to dissect, many videos on PBD podcast, other podcasts, where he was slowly but surely, even with the interview with Ben Shapiro, starting to question things, ask some things, where he was like, hold on a second. And Benjamin Netanyahu and Mossad knows. They know very well. Him, someone such a close ally, diehard person who's a Zionist, yes? Okay, Christian Zionist. If he comes out full-blown, it is better he's dead than him changing massive public opinion across America. They know the dangers, and I believe they took them out. Here's the evidences. Let's watch for ourselves, step by step. Okay, so firstly, before that, this is what Charlie Kirk said. Islam is the sword of the left, is using to slit the throat of America. Oh, the irony. Now, Charlie Kirk turns to anti-Semitic stereotypes amid Israel-Hamas war. So you can see clearly that now the people, the Zionists, were seeing, hold on a second, this is getting dangerous. This is our boy, this is our guy, and he's getting dangerous. Another comment, as you can see here, for example, this is something from an individual called Jack Hinkle. He said he used to be an Israeli loyalist. He feared Israel would kill him. He started mildly criticizing Israel. He said Epstein was Mossad, which is true. He let anti-Zionists speak at his event, which he's going to mention in a video we're going to see. Zionist media starts attacking him. Someone shoots his jugular vein 200 yards away. Netanyahu tweets within minutes, and we're going to look at that. The same tweet at the same time with Donald Trump together. Patsy gets arrested and acts guilty. Assassin escapes without a trace. Netanyahu tweets longer message. Something tells me they are not going to tell us the truth about who killed Charlie. Yes? Perfect. Okay. Now, this is the evidence. Donald Trump and Netanyahu, just bear in mind, guys, this is a day before 9/11. Very bizarrely. They tweet at the same exact time. Praying for Charlie Kirk. We must all pray for Charlie Kirk. Now, Donald Trump, you can see, he's clear-cut Zionist. You don't see him speaking out against Netanyahu in any way, shape, or form, which shows what? Anyone that close to the Zionist entity dares to doubt or question them. They don't care about these people who are just, they change their mind. Except, look, Candace Owens and this, no. Someone as diehard as him. Now, watch this video, guys. We're going to watch this, inshallah, step by step. This was something that was predicted by this man. I want to show you this, inshallah, before we get to the video. This guy's called Tommy Borum. I don't know who he is. He said they would, if Charlie turned heel on Israel, they would have someone shoot him at an open-air event, and they have some idiot groiper with a genetically anomalous issue there to be a patsy fall guy. I think what that means is somebody that, gets the attention somewhere else. Part of why you never make the deal with the devil in the first place. These people know, look, you need to know some deep stuff. Now let's get to the videos. Here is the first video, guys, of Charlie Kirk turning slowly against Israel. Slowly, subtly. They did not tolerate that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys, but before that, please download the Salah Pro app, brothers and sisters. We are a charity. All of our services on the app is for free. Free Qibla Finder, no ads. Free Salah reminders, encourages you to pray, tells you Salah times. You can book a Salah instructor, a Quran instructor. You can order a guided prayer mat for absolutely free if you want to learn how to pray Salah. Videos on how to pray Salah, Salah hubs, and many, many more, brothers and sisters. We are not an app that shares your information with third parties. All of our services on the app is for free. Download it now, inshallah, and enjoy it, guys. Let's go back to the video.
Here, by a lot, both privately and publicly, are pushing people like you and me away. Not like we're going to be pro-Hamas, not like we're going to, but we're like, honestly, the way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite. I am learning biblical Hebrew and writing a book on the Shabbat.
Can you imagine calling Charlie Kirk an anti-Semite? Oh my God. It's like they want you to say, like, this guy, let me be honest, Charlie Kirk, I despised him totally. About the Gaza, the children, etc. Those kids, do you know how many thousands of children are orphans? Like your own children now, sadly. Which is sad. It's so sad. That's why we don't want the same for you. Because it makes us like you. If I wanted the same to be done to you, what is the difference between me and you? Yes? What is the difference between me and you? Yes? But look at this. They call you an anti-Semite. And he's the one who's like saying, yeah, they're not starving, etc. Justifying the massacre that was going on there. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I honor the Shabbat, literally the Jewish Sabbath. I visit Israel and fight for it. And there's another article out in the Times of Israel today. I could read it on air. I was just reading before I got on. Charlie, what are you doing? Like, what am I doing? I'm sorry. Like, let's just take a step back here. Like, I'm an American citizen. Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But like some of the mess, and you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been so unfair. They were coming after you after Turning Point for, among other things, you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith isn't allowed to criticize Israel. You had both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
Though. No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. Again, I just want to repeat for the 5th time. I love Israel. I want Israel to win. But
do you see how he has to I love Israel. I want it to win, but that's not enough. It's not enough. It has to be unconditional support. No. Unconditional.
But my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this. And I could go, you saw it, Megan. It was trending on Twitter, thousands of tweets and text messages. And if I were to be charitable and generous, I will say the people that are attacking me are in a hyper-paranoid state because they're at war, and war tends to make things black and white, and you're a hammer looking for a nail. So I'm trying to be charitable, Megan. Literally, I'm trying to cut as much slack as I can, right? Like, okay, what would it be like if all of a sudden I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online? How would I behave? So that's like my charitable kind of overcompensation spirit. At the same time, I'm like, but it's not defensible to be dumb. Right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's offensive. It's offensive to those of us who have been out there defending them in many instances against critics on our own side. And now you have a couple of comments like, well, what about this? Well, has it gone on too long? Like, is it time to wrap it up? And the thing about Epstein is just so bizarre. I don't know who he was an agent for. It might have been Israel or an asset, or it might have been nobody. But we're allowed to speculate about that. It's like there's some rule. You can't go there.
There you go. What happened to freedom of speech? There you go. They are controlling your government. United States of Israel. You guys, the world is waking up to this reality. Even these hardcore Zionists are being called anti-Semitic.
when it comes to Israel.
Well, you and I believe that we're Americans and Americans first, period. End of story. We are citizens of this nation, okay? And
right.
Israel, we have funded, we have supported, and they're up against a sea of Islamic totalitarianism, and we should be cheering for them, right? Because they're up against barbarians and monsters, and we want them to win. However, here is Megyn Kelly and Charlie Kirk combined.
Barbarians and monsters. Can barbarians and monsters? You guys have massacred the most amount of Muslims, and Muslims are barbarians? They're so rich coming. So we Muslims are barbarians. You've killed 1 million in Iraq, 500,000 in Afghanistan, massacring Muslims like it's happy days. But we are the barbarians. Yeah, okay.
Probably 30 million social media followers, like pretty, right? And you and I have been holding this down. You probably get the negative, oh, you're just shilling for Israel. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do what's right regardless of the feedback, right? But then all of a sudden, like I host a person that I moderate the debate of, mind you, right? And I give equal time to Josh Hammer, equal time to a pro-Israel advocate, and my moral character is being put into question. And so I think it's a hyper paranoid, like
because they don't want equal. They don't want you to be equal. In order for them to carry the massacre out, you have to be unjust. If you are saying, I've just hosted two people who will debate 30 minutes, whatever it is, they say, no, that doesn't work for us because the truth is what? That we are evil. So we need you to be biased and don't platform them at all. Do you not understand? That's why they say objective news of what they're doing. Genocide, they're saying that's pro-Hamas. They're saying objective news is pro-Hamas. Guys, you can't make this crap up, bro. You can't make it up. And that's why I believe they killed Charlie Kirk. Mossad and Israel took him out. Yes? This was a professional hit. From that distance, 200 yards away. Yes? Okay? What are we talking about, man? Do you think some college student can do that? Are you okay? I've been to gun ranges, etc. That was the first time in my life I went to Bosnia, went for a trip, etc. Beautiful. And we had a sniper. We just would have put up brothers, and I was like, mate, it's bloody difficult, man, to hold it. But do you know how many shots I had to take? Yes, brother, I'm nearly like half blind. Yeah, okay, excuse me. Yes, do you know how many shots I had to take, mate? Like to hit. It's damn difficult. Let me tell you something. It is difficult. It is difficult to hold that weapon, a sniper. Yes, and then to align it it is difficult. So don't come and tell me that was done by a professional. Somebody who's, trained Mossad, IDF.
Just going to try to, we're going to just stamp out everything type of practice, but it goes to the point where, if, for example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government about backlash than actual Israel.
Okay, and Harris H. Smith is someone I think who works with Candace Owens. He said, I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. Bro, you can't make this up, bro. You can't make this up. Second video. Check this out, guys. This is my evidence to show Israel's behind this.
Which is, okay, Charlie, we've pushed back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border, so like, maybe we should also ask a question. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years. So, Ben, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse.
Did you see Ben Shapiro's face? He's like, this goyim, because you're a goyim, you're a Gentile, man. They don't. Do you think people in Israel care about Charlie Kirk's death? Except obviously you supporting them. Let me tell you something. They spit out Christians. They spit at you guys. You Christians, they spit at you. They curse your God. They curse the mother of God. Okay. Right. Yes. They don't care about you, my friend. You're just a Gentile that's serving them. Yes, till their Antichrist, their Messiah, the Antichrist comes, so they can massacre us all, Gentiles. Yeah, do you know what they believe about Gentiles? And here's two more other videos, one with Patrick David. Let's watch this.
I've been to Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that is an IDF soldier. Right, the whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews. Did somebody in the government say stand down? That is a legitimate, non-conspiracy question. The whole country is the IDF. The whole country is. Yeah. And you're trying to tell me that they're going to concerts and kibbutzes and schools and by report.
That there is another video that cost him his life. That there, guys. Look, you cannot make this up. Here we go. I'll give you one more video. Check this out, guys.
Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. Now, I don't like generalizations. Not every Jewish person believes that. But it is true, the Anti-Defamation League was part and parcel with Black Lives Matter. It is true that some of the largest financiers of left-wing anti-white causes have been Jewish Americans. They went all in on woke, and it wasn't just ADL. It was some of the top Jewish organizations in the country that have done that. In fact, we have seen this with the recent retreat of Jewish donations that are no longer going to be administered to colleges, right? Mark Rowan, Leon Kopperman. Can we get that full list? It's very powerful. The part of the, so that's totally true. And by the way, Tucker Carlson reinforces this. So I'm going to it was quite a day on the internet. Tucker Carlson was interviewing Candace Owens. We have Candace Owens coming up next hour. And Tucker Carlson mentions that Jewish Americans have primarily been financing cultural Marxist ideas. We said this, by the way, last week, and people came after us.
We were on top of it.
We actually said it in a different way. We said, I'm glad that Jewish Americans are reconsidering their financing of cultural Marxism. And people misunderstood it intentionally and slandered us as being anti-Semites. But listen to this. Tucker Carlson is completely correct by saying this, that the philosophical foundation of anti-whiteness has been largely financed by Jewish donors in the country.
Okay, now guys, this is obviously, it says Charlie Kirk figured out. Now, like I said before, this is Dan Bazarian, and I'll be honest with you guys, look, I don't like this whole thing of, this is done to us Muslims, yes, all Jews. I'm so sorry. I believe this is anti-Semitic. To come and say, every single Jew, no, so sorry. Okay, this is a Zionist ideology. Now, there's a lot of Zionists that are Jewish, of course. There was ISIS, they were Muslims, but they were evil. So we can't come and say that is Islam. Of course not. But you can see here, people can see now. You need to understand, guys, when he is moving like that, and he has a massive following, the young, like you saw how Trump was praising him, etc. But they do not tolerate 1% of criticism. They see that as, if today you can question me on this, tomorrow you're going to question me on something else. So these videos show you what? A pattern of where Charlie Kirk was going. And they took him out. They assassinated him. And that sniper was a professional sniper. Listen, my friend, to get that hit from 200-yard distance, when there is a tent above his head, which is difficult to see, from an angle, you understand, from a rooftop, you've got a tent, which can get in the way of seeing. And then you've got two individuals, by the way, there was a video I'll show you as well, of two individuals with security guard. The way he fixed his hat, that didn't look like he was fixing his hat. That genuinely looked like a go-ahead to this, like they were working with someone at the roof. You can see it close. I can show it to you as well. That was like a sign, like take the hit, and it's just all crazy and stuff that he said. Charlie Kirk's going to be remembered for the Gaza's genocide that he supported, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us. And it's very ironic because people say that, you've got ignorance like Tommy Robinson, absolute flipping intellectual midget scumbag, saying that Islam is anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitism comes from Crusaders, my friend, with all due respect, but where Jewish funeral was walking past the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, if we had hostility towards the Jewish people, etc., which is nonsense, that comes from the Christian Crusaders, not from us, he got up and the Prophet, and one of his companions said, "O Messenger of Allah, it's a Jewish man." He said, was he not a human? Was he not a human? He paid his respects by standing. Yes, that's it. His affair, Charlie Kirk's affair, is now with God Almighty. We believe, from our belief system, he died on disbelief. He was supporting a genocide. We don't believe a God that is the Almighty, that's the most merciful, the most just, is going to send someone like that to heaven, with all due respect. But neither we are going to, his affair is with God Almighty, good or bad. the matter's closed. That's all I have to say, inshallah. And I believe this brings enough evidence to show that Mossad and Benjamin Netanyahu was behind the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And the whole world can see that. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.